Welcome to another episode of The Truth from the Booth. I am DJ Prophet, and today's special guest is a artist, MC, producer, all-around creative, legend of the 909 Riverside. What's good, my boy C4? Welcome to the show. How are you, my man?
DJ Prophet, man, pleasure to be here. I'm blessed, bro. I can't complain. How you doing today?
Man, I'm excellent. I'm so grateful for you coming on the show. Me and you have had a similar backstory going back over a decade. I think that we met. We
Yeah,
run in
at
pretty much
least.
the same circle, the same type of vibes. I know who your top five are. I know who my top five are. We're very influenced by the same people.
Yeah,
And I just wanted to get you on here and share a little bit about your story and your journey about being an independent artist, chasing your dream, living your dream,
yep,
and doing the things that most people dream of. I see your beautiful studio back there. You got a creative space. I know that's
I do.
got it's putting out bangers. Let's tell people a little bit about where you started, how you came up, some of your inspirations, and we'll start there.
Man, I am a military brat. People ask me where I'm from, and I always say wherever the Army sent me, sent my dad. So,
Yeah.
born in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We as a baby, moved to Germany, Alabama. I grew up as a kid, um, 10 years from second grade through 10th grade in Killeen, Texas, which is Fort Hood, Texas, dead smack in the middle of Texas. If you put a finger right in the middle of the map, that's where we were. It's the largest military base, largest army base in the U.S. That was my Chico, man. So as a kid, I grew up there. And then I moved out here my junior year of high school, and I've pretty much been here ever since. So I would say as a kid, raised in Texas on those military bases, and then as an artist, developed my young adulthood and building from there out here in Southern California.
I really feel like that military kid kind of gave you an advantage of
Oh,
being, multicultural, multi demographic of lots of cultures and lots of areas and people mixing in. So you got a lot of souffle or gumbo of
yeah,
styles and upbringing.
yeah, man. Living in Killeen in the late '80s, early '90s. One, everybody's parents. No, it's in the middle of Texas, but nobody's really from Texas. So
Right.
let's say my neighbor next door, Mr. Curtis Oliver, Miss Naomi, they're a Panamanian family. And then I had the next family, my boy, his name was Yo. So hip hop Yoko, they were a Korean family. And then we had a Jamaican family next door to that. Carlton, the whole Johnson brothers. You have your black family. They were actually from Texas. I say all that to say at that age when we're in those households, we knew whose house we were at. We know how the parents ran that family. We would get the food of that culture, the music of that culture, and just those experiences. And it was comforting, even though it's military. You know, people's parents getting shipped off and coming back. We were able to bond and just it was all about the character of people and who we were with in that area. So, yeah, getting all that music and different culture, a lot of reggae, a lot of dance hall, a lot of hip hop.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's like almost like growing up
absolutely a
in New
cheat code.
York.
Pretty much, man. It was
Yeah.
absolutely a cheat code. I think for my music.
Definitely,
Yeah,
I'm in the same boat. My father was military as well, so I was born in Alaska, moved to
yeah,
Puerto Rico, to New Jersey, California, Miami, back to
yep.
California. So I got a lot of that same type of upbringing, which influenced my musical style as well. So
So,
what age did you realize that the artist and producer life was for you?
um, I didn't know artist or producer. I knew I was always a creative. I remember we have newspaper clippings in Alabama. I had to be kindergarten, first grade at the latest. Um, I was in like breakdancing contests then,
Yeah.
being there. I remember, you had Run DMC, Herbie Hancock. They would drop those mixtapes, and on TV, it would come with like the cardboard box. So we would break that
Yes.
out. But I was always a creative, whether it's drawing, painting, creative writing. it was always in me, and I was blessed to have two parents that allowed me to do so. You know, never discouraged me, always encouraged me to try things, not be afraid to fail, give me a safe place to try things.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That is so important too, because during those young years, that's where you are programmed to decide whether
yeah,
you're going to be taking risks and expressing yourself freely, or you're going
yep,
to hold on to things and create trauma within yourself because you weren't able
yeah,
to express some of these emotions artistically, creatively. So
yep,
big ups to your parents for making that for allowing that for you to develop that way. Um, and you now being a father, I'm sure that is part of your uh, culture as well in your household to be able to pass that along.
yeah, absolutely. My wife and I are blessed. We'll be celebrating 20 years of marriage this year. Uh,
Congratulations.
so
It ain't
thank you, man.
easy to do. I'm 17 in myself, so my
Yep,
hat's off to you. Much respect to you,
yep,
my brother. It's a cold
yep,
world out there, but discipline, consistency,
yeah,
and compassion, and
yep,
learning ability and personal development.
yep. Yeah, we keep learning. You know, we never stop learning. So yeah, I got a young adult just like you do. So I got a 21-year-old, and then we got a 13-year-old girl. So my boy is our athlete. He's playing college basketball at Cal Poly Pomona,
I saw
senior
that.
year, about to finish up there. And then my daughter, she's into theater. So she just auditioned for one of the bigger roles, and she actually landed it in a play. So this is her first time. She's had some speaking roles, but being one of the main characters. So she's really excited about that. So yeah, we just pour into them the best we can. Give them, like I said about my father, providing a safe place. To be able to make mistakes, be able to try things. Absolutely.
Yeah. And isn't it amazing? It's so much more fulfilling to see your kids live their dreams than even us living. At least in my experience, even though I've
Yeah.
had an amazing career and done all the things I dreamed of, like to see their progress and the little things means so much more to me. Because when you're in the moment, it's not as important. You know, you don't really have that reflection of it. But to see them
Right.
is
Yeah.
one of the most rewarding things in the world. I mean, it's better than my success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's cool. It's very cool. I had the pleasure of working with the Clippers 2 seasons ago. They hired me to make some music. The mascot had won mascot of the year, so they hired me to produce and write a whole rap song. We did a video and everything, but I was able to be behind the scenes at the crypto.com arena, warm ups, pregame run throughs, and just having my son as a college basketball player sit there, just like Kawhi Leonard and these guys who also came from the Riverside area. Just have seeing the look on his face, being able to provide those things. That was actually the coolest part about it. So,
Yeah, because he's living in the experience of
yeah.
what his future could be, his future self in that
Yep.
scenario, getting in through, being able to experience it through you, through some of your success by being
Yep.
chosen to do that. Big ups, by the way. Shout out to DJ Dents, who's my boy
Yes.
over there running the
Out
show.
to Hannah and Dents, my boy
Yeah.
Roxic, Chuck the Condor, the whole
Yep,
squad.
yep, yep.
Yep. Yep.
It's a fun experience. Have you been to the new stadium?
I've not been to the new stadium. We almost went yesterday, but I didn't go.
We got to make it
So
over there. I've only seen the videos of the walkthroughs, but it looks absolutely amazing. They had a big wrestling event there this year as well, which was looked
yeah.
crazy. Can't wait to get over there. We were talking about some of your successes. You've been how long you been in the music game now? What'd you say?
Oh man, well, like I said, I've always been a creative as a little kid. It kind of always just fused
Yeah,
together.
but when
It
did you
kept
start hanging out
growing.
with rappers and making joints and rapping?
Man, I would say in Killeen, Texas, in 8th grade, I used to actually. There was the homie Leon, and then there was another kid on campus who used to freestyle, and I would beatbox for him, and they would battle every day, and I was like the dude who would beatbox for him. And then I was more into dancing in that time, just b-boying. And then once we got to 9th grade, we had Southside Skate. It's called Southside skating rink in Killeen, Texas. And we had to pop it, but we wouldn't roller skate. We had a more like a teen club, set a stage and DJ, and they would let me DJ a little bit, and then they would have open the mic at the end of the night. And there was a lot of MCs, like I said, people from everywhere. There was just a lot of singers and MCs from the area. We would get on stage and just start doing our stuff. So ninth grade. I'm 46 years old. That was 1992.
Wow.
So yeah, what's that? 33 years.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, we immediately
Yeah.
started doing like local talent contests for the radio, for the school. There's a lot of stuff in that area, just opportunities for talent shows and things like that. Um, sure, it's terrible. When you start, you just creativity. A lot of times they say starts with emulation. So I was
Yeah.
lucky enough that there was like Busta Rhymes was out, and yeah, Boot Camp Click, like Fushnikins and Das Effects, Pharoah Munch in them. So a lot of
Yeah. The
styles and
grimy hip
storytelling.
hop.
Yeah, but just crazy styles and characters at the time. So I would, try to be like those guys. That's who inspired me at the time. And obviously, you're as not going to be on that level, but hey, failing at being Busta Rhymes, Pharoah Monch, and De La Soul, these people starts heading you down the right path where you're experimenting and trying different things. So uh, yeah, I would say after about 1 year of really putting it in, I started seeing growth, and then I could tell everybody else around me, they're like, "Oh wow, this is developing." And then once I moved to, I moved to Cali. That we're recording stuff, we're trying. It's still real early. We moved to Cali '94. I immediately heard the Wake Up Show. They called for battles. I went and auditioned. It was at Lamert Park Visions Theater, and it was probably 100 and something MCs, and then I just served everybody, and then got on the Wake Up Show summer tour. Was rap freaking Kobe Bryant was up there rapping with us.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
dope.
so just cool stuff, and then that leading into more battles, I kind of became known as a battle MC. That's how I got my popularity up. And then after the Blaze battle on HBO, I came back. We started getting record label opportunities. I wasn't a great songwriter yet. I knew how to freestyle and do all these things. Um, and then just a few more years of trying to that with the internet coming out and everything and just payola, it just got crazy. So just kept
Yeah.
developing my craft. I loved it then. I still love it now just as much. So um, just kept going for it, kept following that path. It's big on relationships. A lot of it, it is about relationships and doing good business, and makes people speak your name when you're not in the room. That's a big thing. So
Gotta
yeah,
carry
all
that.
that just it just all kind of boil together and keep growing. You just keep going with it.
Yeah, I love that story of your journey, and what I want young artists to better understand is that it is a journey, it is a marathon, not a track meet. A lot of these artists that I have been working with want it all immediately, and I know we all do. We all
Yeah,
assume that it's all going to fall right into our lap. They don't understand, especially with the internet now, where everything is instant
yeah,
gratification. You click a button and get something. You know,
yeah,
um, I love that your story in that it's been a artist development journey from being a creative and then to for the beatboxing and then putting your skills together into the battles into some exposure and then relationships
yeah,
and that process has taken it's been a 30 plus year journey,
yeah, yep,
and a lot of these kids want it in 3 months, in 3 hours, in 3 days.
yep,
And a lot of them don't understand that in order to have longevity in the game, you have to have a strong foundation of credibility and work ethic.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not all glitz, glam, and glory off the jump. Um,
Dude, I
where,
bought my first MPC 2096. So that's 29 years ago. I've been making beats, and I I'm just now, so 29 years later, just now starting to get production on bigger artists. Like we have that Tash record that just came out. It's pretty much a hit on the underground. It's doing great, getting played everywhere. Um, that was just into 2024. We got Exhibit's new album coming out March. It's coming out next month, and then he's dropping the deluxe. I have a song that I wrote, produced, and rapping on there. So it's
beautiful.
almost 30 years. That'll be almost 30 years of putting that work in. You know.
Yeah, I love that that those things are happening for you. I love, and I also love that the older artists, the grown artists, are still creating and putting out
Yeah.
new work because I really feel like during their time off, the game has become saturated with
Yeah.
uh, new people with instant hits that never obviously haven't developed their talent and skill set or the
Yeah.
sound of the era. Um, how do you feel
Be,
about the
be,
new sound?
being saturated with new talent, I mean, new talent is always amazing, but I do think the problem is that instant gratification part. Now you can get a studio for next to nothing. I mean, you can literally download what is the app and use the mic and record something. It sounds okay, and then immediately publish to the world.
Yeah, and have your
Um,
stuff on an
yeah,
Instagram
it's
ad
just
or
yeah,
post.
it's just like sport. Let's say basketball. You can go to the gym and you can shoot shots, and you're gonna make some shots. You know what I mean? Shoot a bunch of shots, you're gonna make a few of them. It don't mean you can get on the court and hoop. You know what I mean? With the high level players. But that's kind of what's happening in hip hop. Guys can make a few shots or things they get excited about, and then you get just so many people just thinking it's easy. It's just something to do. Hey, me and my friends get together and rap, which you should, which is very cool to be able to do that. Uh, but it just shifted where so many people, and then I think the level of the talent, what's acceptable, what's being made is just dropping and dropping and dropping because the masses are being able to make it, and the masses become the voice because they have the numbers and the say so of what's acceptable, and it's just not the majority of it. You know, there's always
Yeah.
some amazing talent and people that should be doing it, and that's the yin and the yang. You know what I mean? That's the balance, is because you do find some amazing talent that develops quick and is ready to go, but the majority of it is just not up to par. You
And do you
know,
find
there's
that?
there's rapping. I mean, there's rapping. There's being able to do stuff, but the culture is being taken out of it. You know what I mean? Um, I don't want to sound like an old head. I am an old head, but I had to be the best on my block. Then I had to work up and earn the respect of my neighborhood and then my city. So my city wanted to claim me and rep me, and then Southern California, and then it just had to grow. You had to go through those steps of proving yourself, and if you weren't good enough, you're just not good enough. Like we go to the gym and hoop. If you're not good, when the hoopers are there Saturday morning, if you're one of those bums that come in, you play Friday night with your friends, you just can't get on the court with us.
Yeah, we're not picking you up.
And when I don't like the word gatekeepers because I don't like you got gatekeepers that control stuff and keep other talented people from going in there. But when I want to use gatekeepers is standard holders.
Yes, I feel the
There
same
there
way.
needs to be someone who holds a standard. You need to be able to reach that standard before things get to jump to that next level. But people are able to jump without going through those steps, and some might catch, and then it just fickles and dies out, and they're not of the culture and don't really care. So it just lowers the quality of it, and just altogether, it's just not good.
I feel the same way. I
No.
honestly feel like hip hop artists should have done a better job of doing the gatekeeping, like you said, holding the standard
Yeah,
high. Like, who
yeah,
are the OGs putting on under them? Like, who is in their camp that they are bringing up to be able
yeah,
to fill that void of when they are, become actors or their success levels come to a certain level? We have to fill the void of up and coming. And I feel like a
yeah.
lot of the artists in hip hop, especially, don't have those mentors or a crew that is bringing up people that are in the younger generation. Have you found that to be the same?
Yes, but it's there's layers to that too. So let's hip hop. We go back to the '90s.
Well, there's like
You have
camps.
artists. You have artists bringing on their crew and other guys, but there's only so many jobs. I mean, racism is a real thing. So you have black culture, you know, urban culture, black culture. Then, people were protecting the jobs they have. This is mine. You can't have it.
Yeah,
Gatekeeping, but
scarcity.
it's because they might only be offering, looking for one young black man or lady to do this. So it creates that divide. So they weren't as open to bringing up people as it might take something away that's feeding their family.
I feel
Um,
you. Scarcity.
it's not what I'm getting at is it's not that person's fault. It's the way shit was set up. It's bullshit. This new generation is doing a much better job than we did in the late '90s, early 2000s of sharing information, networking, letting people know about opportunities, which is something I think the OGs can learn. But I think that's where the disconnect came. People were gatekeeping and protecting. When I say gatekeeping this time, I mean preventing other people from getting opportunities into technology coming and flourishing, and then the next generation knowing how to work it, and they network much better than we did. That kind of whole storm led us being able to hold the standard slip by. It was just a balance, and it just got out of hand real quick. So just my thoughts. Not saying that's right or wrong, but that's kind of what I've observed and been a part of.
I see that perspective
Yeah.
very clearly. It is
I
very
mean,
true.
same thing in the DJ world. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We
not
have
everyone has
legendary
the best.
DJs and then undercutting, and people just get up and just press play or plug their fucking aux in. And photographers, videographers, you know what I mean? We got the iPhone came out now. You know, I know amazing photographers and videographers that don't get work. Money's gone in music, not paying for videos like they used to do. What do these people do? So it's just tough. It's just tough adapting there.
I feel you. Yeah, same. It's
I say that to say I don't have the answer. You know, it's not just as simple. Everybody's quick to
but
jump
it
and
makes
say
perfect.
something.
It does make perfect sense. I hear you
Yeah.
clearly because, like you mentioned, in the DJ world, it became much easier to be a DJ, and
Yeah.
it wasn't based on skill set, it was based on popularity and
Yeah.
content that you're
Yep.
able to put out. And if you're a
Yep.
good content creator, you can make yourself look like an
Yeah.
amazing DJ
Yeah.
without doing anything. And it's
Yeah.
the same in
Or you
every
have a following.
profession.
So Paris Hilton can show up and DJ. You know, again, I don't mean to just throw her name out there, but you know, an influencer has a following. You book her, she's gonna play some records, and then the club can make some money. It's just, yeah, it's this is rough.
Yeah, that's it's a tough game, but if you
Yeah.
stay in your lane and create your own following and foundation
Yep.
of fans, you can
Yep.
basically live off of that forever.
Yes.
Uh,
Yep. Yep.
which has been amazing. We did a show in Riverside not too long ago, The Hideaway.
Yep.
Amazing
Yep.
turnout. A
Yep.
lot of long life fans I could tell were there.
Yeah.
They knew you as an artist, they knew you as a man, they knew the work you put in. They're there respecting all the artists and into it. And you could feel um, the difference there between some of the shows I've been to where it's fans of other artists and they don't really know each other. They're new, so they kind of hate
Right.
on the artist that's up there, or they leave the room when another artist that's not their friend is performing. And it's
Right.
just but that was beautiful to see, and I appreciate you bringing me on to be a part of that.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out for that, man. You pulled up, and then Celos and DJ For Real and
Yep.
Triune and a lot of other artists from the area weren't even, performing that night, came through, and we did it for a cause. We raised about $1,000. Sent that over to
Yeah.
Red Cross to help with the situation going on in LA with the fire. So, man, thanks again for helping me do that.
No,
So,
all love. Appreciate you bringing me on, and I know a few of those cats that were there performing as well for a long time, just through the same
yeah,
circle of being an independent artist and trying to support people on the same mission. Let's talk
yeah,
about the future plans for you. We are just kicking off. You're getting some major placements coming
yeah.
up here. What's in the bag? What's on the goal list? What's next for C4?
Man, what's really next that I'm excited about is releasing an album. The last album I put out was, I realized, it's 10 years ago. So I did my Emotional Roller Coaster EP, and then I'm dropping an album now. I haven't solidified the title yet, but it's all storytelling, all based off life experiences. Some work I'm really proud of. So yeah,
Any
that
features?
first and foremost, not to tie it all to me, but yeah, I'm getting
Any
some production
features
on
on
some
there?
other stuff.
You get sneak peeks? Any feature sneak peeks?
Um, on my album, I'm working with friends and local artists.
Okay.
I can sneak this. I brought up Exhibit earlier. Exhibit dropping the Kingmaker album next month. He invited me out to record for that album. I recorded one song. That song didn't end up making it, but then he jumped on my album. We got a song
Yes.
called "Kill 'Em All, Let God Sort 'Em Out,"
Let's
which
go.
me and my brother Okie Doke produced. And he called me last week, and we discussed putting it on. We're gonna put it on the deluxe edition of his album. So that's gonna go off my album onto his, which actually much more excited about. Um, but he called me. He's like, "Yeah, I've been playing this because he signed. People don't know, signed with Conor McGregor. That's an amazing, amazing album. In my opinion, his best work he's ever done. Conor McGregor and his team at Greenback Records are putting money behind it, and the rollout's going the right way. And I'm excited to be able to work with that team. So, yeah, man, it's
Nice,
gonna
and
be dope.
that's all accumulation of relationships and years of work and trust that you've been able to put in to actually be at this moment now. Which congratulations, man. That's huge.
Thank you. Yeah, man, just double down on that, all that relationships, making sure I'm solid, do solid work with people, and good work. Because my name, let's be honest, my name brings Exhibit nothing. Putting me on a song for Exhibit, just with my name alone, is not going to do anything. But him being in a position where he's comfortable and excited to be a collaborator, he's working with the legacy artists. He has the big names on the album, and then names that aren't so big from our area, allowing myself to be on there. That's dope. Not a lot of people at his level are comfortable or willing to provide those opportunities, or even willing to let me shine. I mean, we're working on the record. He's like setting it up, making sure I shine on the record, which is the humility alone and the growth there alone is freaking awesome. So I'm very appreciative for that.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I'm looking forward to that dropping. Let me
Yeah.
know when you shoot the video. I'll pull up and make a
Oh,
cameo.
for sure. That has to happen. We're doing, and so I brought up Tash from the Alcoholics. We got a song out, Attention is a Drug, which I produced. That's picking up big steam. I'm working on the remix. It's going to be awesome with some awesome features, but I'm actually keeping it a surprise to him. He doesn't know who's on the remix.
Nice.
Oh, but it's going to be fire, so I can't give that away. But that's going to be coming very soon here. We're releasing a video very soon for Attention is a Drug. So that's going to be dope. And that's opened up other doors. I've had a Camp Low and some of the other 90s artists reach out about getting some production. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, out here rejuvenating careers. I love it.
Yep. I mean, people got something to say. Who kicked it off? I mean, Redman dropped a dope album
Yep.
recently. You got Snoop's doing a great job over there at
Yeah,
Death
M
Row.
just dropped that new one.
Yep, I mean, he did with the Dog Pound, the East Siders. My boy Jelly Roll produced on those, and then just to mix a new artist too, and infusing it all. Big shout out. I don't know Kendrick Lamar, but shout out to him, man. He's doing a great job of fusing together, the new and the old, and just building it up for the coast and that unity, at least a unified front, to everybody else. So
Yeah,
it's
I
dope,
feel
man.
like I
Dope
feel like
time.
hip hop is on its way back to being reputable and respectable and more
Yeah,
intelligent rather
yeah,
and less about consumption and more about creation and communication.
yep, yeah. I hope so. All we can do is do our best. It's pretty far gone. So all you can do is try to be an example. I'll tell you this: I've gone up, just starting to work out some of my new records in front of audiences I didn't know, a little bit younger audience, and they're all drawn in every time. Just the realness and the storytelling, and being comfortable and confident enough to be vulnerable in your music
Yes.
is needed. The '90s and some of that stuff, just earlier times, people had to be a little more tough, had to be a little more sheltered. You couldn't give that information away to protect yourself. But now that hip hop, is 50 years old, 51 years old, we're a little more grown. I think it's on us to provide those stories, especially for our young men, young women, to have something to listen to just set an example and kind of provide a path and did some different perspective, other things to think about.
Yeah, and also connect and let them know that we've been through these emotions too. It is the
Yeah,
human experience that we all go through. You think you're by yourself and you think it's
yeah,
only happened to you and you live in this bubble, but
yep,
that's some of the things I go through with some of the kids I mentor, my own family, my sons and my daughters.
yep,
Like, listen, all this has happened a lot of times before it's happened to you, and this is how you have to go through it to grow through it,
right.
and
Great
for
quote.
more artists to start expressing themselves and, like you mentioned, being vulnerable, sharing some of the failures that have planted future seeds of success, I think
Yeah,
are necessary for expression for a lot of these artists to be
yeah,
inspired by and know that it's not all success. There's so many failures that you have to go through in order to be successful, that unless you are forged through that, you ain't built for that. You won't be able to handle it
right.
when the success does come.
Yep. Yep. Life lessons.
No
Yep.
doubt, no doubt.
And learning. And the
Straight
L's,
up.
the good L's.
L
They're
to the
all good L's.
learning.
You take a loss, you learn life lessons.
I'm saying we're on the same wavelength, the same frequency, my
Yep.
man. Well, man,
Otherwise, it's just words. So,
I
yeah,
appreciate you dropping into the truth from the booth.
yeah, man.
Please let everyone know where they can get you on the socials. If you have a Bandcamp or every Patreon where they get your music,
Yep.
hit them with it and let them know. And I'll do this. I'll share it for you all day, every day.
Yeah, on social media, I'm mainly on Instagram. So at C4, just look up C for yourself. It'll pop up. But SEEFOR dot period or whatever you want to call it now, yourself. And then the website is IamSeeForYourself.com. So go there. Please subscribe for the email. I'll always send out updates when new stuff is dropping. With my new album, I'm going to be releasing one song a month on digital streaming platforms. So you'll get the whole album over the course of the year, or after a few months, I'm gonna have it direct to consumer. So you'll be able to get it from me. Those streaming sites just don't pay enough. So I'm gonna have vinyl and all those things eventually by summertime. So, but I'll start
Look,
releasing some
that's what I
singles.
thought. Gotta have the wax, baby. It's back.
Yeah, gotta do it. Gotta do it. You see it in the back.
Yep,
So we
yep,
see it in the back there.
yep,
Yep.
yep. Told we
Yep.
cut from the same cloth, my brother.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
We'll see
Hold
you,
on. I
man.
got one for you right there.
Yes, sir.
For you.
Grab it.
My boy, for my birthday, my boy Perrin got me this. Got a custom Outcast board.
It's fire.
Uh,
Oh man, that is amazing. Favorite group of
yeah,
all
man.
time, right there. I love it.
My favorite. My
Let's
favorite. So,
go. Well, C4, man, thank you so much for coming on the Truth from the Booth. I appreciate your wisdom, your time, your conversation, your knowledge. And I thank you so much, man. I look forward to hanging with you, working with you, and supporting that album when it drops. Man, thank you so much for coming on the Truth from the Booth. This has
DJ
been,
Prophet, my guy. I appreciate you, man. You need anything from me, you already know.
oh, you know, I'll be calling.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate you too.
Yes, sir.
Check us out. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. Comment any questions you got for C4. Hit him up on his socials. He's a man of the people. He'll be happy to share any knowledge and wisdom that he's got with y'all also. Hopefully y'all been inspired by this conversation. It's about the journey. It's a marathon, not a track meet. Follow your dreams. Chase your dreams. Make it happen. It's on you. I'm DJ Prophet. This is The Truth from the Booth. That's C4. We will see you on the next episode. Peace.